one of the games tonight is the inspiration for our football at 4. So let's just, let you behind the curtain a little bit on our radio planning. Football at 4 is something we do. 4 o'clock, you can set your watch by it. We're talking pigskin. Mm-hmm. But on a day like today, it's the Sweet 16's going on. We had UNC play last night. We have Duke and State playing tonight. Canes played last night. Canes are playing tomorrow. It's kind of a lull in the football calendar a little bit before the draft stuff really kicks off in less than a month. And so I'm struggling with it. And then I'm listening to a podcast or an interview with Tom Izzo right after they got eliminated from the tournament. So they're done, Michigan State. And Tom Izzo says that early in his career, he doesn't think you could get away with it anymore. But he used to have his players learn how to rebound in football pads.
Interesting.
And he literally used to borrow some football pads, put them in there, and then it's all right, no, there's no excuse to protect yourself, right? There's no excuse not to put your shoulder into somebody. Now go learn how to play against bigger, stronger players in college basketball. And he taught them how to rebound that way. And I went, Filipowski needs it. That was my exact thought was Kyle Filipowski. I've never seen a player that needs to play football more in my life. Right. And there's a meme that gets passed around every summer camp. And it's funny, right? It's all the drills that I played college football that everybody my age did in Pop Warner growing up. All of the hitting drills, the Oklahoma drills, the bull in the ring, the gauntlets, the things that you're not allowed to do anymore. Yeah. There's a picture of a kid getting ready to do bull in the ring. And the caption just says, "This drill made a lot of basketball players."
Yeah.
Which is basically saying the physicality scared away somebody that wanted to play football, and they turned into actually, I'm only going to play basketball. They turn their pads in the next day. I'm going to be in the gym shooting and getting ready for next winter.
Free throws are a lot easier.
and I always see that, and I laugh, I chuckle, because I remember that kid in high school, talked a big game, came out to the first day of summer camp, training camp, whatever it is, good in the where just helmets practices, good in the helmets and shoulder pads. The first day we put on the full gear and do some hitting, suddenly they're gone the next day. Mm-hmm. We all know that guy. But I never liked the turned it into basketball players, because my thought always was, no, basketball players have to like contact too.
Yeah.
Right. If you want a non-contact sport, go play an individual sport. Go run track. Go swim. Play volleyball. Put a net between you and the other team. Play baseball. If you want a no-contact sport, unless you're barreling into the catcher, go find a non-contact sport. Basketball wasn't that way. Kyle Filipowski, I know it would have looked ridiculous because I'm sure he was 7 foot in high school. He needed to be on the football team. He needed to wrestle. He needed to do something that would make it so he's a little bit more comfortable playing through contact. Because in so many cases, the defender should be nothing but a bug on his windshield. He should just be dunking and going, "Oh, did I get hit? Was that an and one? I didn't feel that. I thought it was a mosquito." The guy is 7'1", 7'2", massive, with moves, with agility, with skill. And against a team like Houston, I've said this all week, Houston is an unusual team. They are the number 1 seed. They are the best defense in the country, point blank. They are first in the country in fewest points allowed. They are first in the country in lowest field goal percentage allowed. That is about as good as you can do. They give up the most shot attempts and the fewest shot attempts and the fewest makes. But they have no one on their roster even listed as taller than 6'8". And if your tallest player is listed at 6'8", probably 6'6" 3/4.
Yeah.
Filipowski is a legit 7 foot plus player. 7'1". I don't care how good your defense is. He's operating in an airspace that is above yours. I don't care how good your defense is. He needs to be the player that, for lack of a better term, isn't afraid of contact. John Shire, his coach, was asked what jumps out to Shire about Houston's defense.
Well, I think anytime you look at a really good defensive team, but for Houston, look, they probably, if not the best defense in the country, they're right there. And you have to talk about their effort. Their effort is terrific. They have they make multiple efforts protecting the basket, defending in pick and roll, defending throughout the shot clock. They have really good one-on-one defenders. Obviously that's the best way you can break a defense down is by getting by. They make it hard on you to get by. And then when you do get by, there's going to be somebody else that's always there waiting to help. And so if you try to play disconnected or not together, they're going to make you look bad.
I agree with all of that. I agree with everything he just said. The problem is, I think the way you solve it is you look at Kyle Filipowski and you say, go through them. Mm-hmm. It's you can't go over, you can't go under. They're going to move their feet. You can't go around, right? They're going to be in good position. They're going to communicate. They're going to be in good rotation. So, all right, coach, how do we beat them? Go through them. Go above them. Right? You do what you have to do as an individual player to win some matchups. I don't think there is something. People will always look to Shire because he's not Coach K and say he needs to scheme up more, right? And he's just a recruiter. He's not an X's and O's coach. And yeah, he's got to prove all of those things. Against a team like Houston, there's no secret play, right? There's no hey, if we set a back screen, we're going to get open layups all day. It just doesn't exist against a team as fundamentally sound as Houston. What does exist is, ready for a Marvel reference?
Give it to me.
Right? The whole, but we have a Hulk.
Yeah.
But we have a 7'2" guy that can move like a guard.
Yeah. We have an NBA lottery pick.
Yeah. You're a great team. You have, the what's the viral clip of their star picking up trash after somebody else on their team got frustrated and knocked over a trash can. You have great guys. You have great players. You have great communication. But we have a Hulk, right? But we have a 7'2" guy with some perimeter ability, and that's what Kyle Filipowski needs. The other thing he needs is, like I said, a little bit of a football mindset. The other thing he needs is a little bit of a hey, you're not going to push me around mindset, which we haven't seen yet.
I think a guy who has a little bit of that mindset, that physicality, is Mark Mitchell.
A little bit.
I think he really does. I think this also could be a game for him to really step up and shine, because when we've seen him attacking the rim and going hard after rebounds where he puts up an 18-point game, Duke wins. We've seen that pretty much every single time he's done that in the 2 years he's been at Duke.
I would there's a legendary story, and I think it was actually against Carolina. When Ewing and that Georgetown team was playing in the national championship against Carolina, where the
82, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The Georgetown coaching staff told Patrick Ewing, don't let the first 5 shots go into the basket. I don't care if you goaltend.
Yeah.
Don't let send a message, block all of the shots. Don't let them see it go through the hoop. I would almost go to Mitchell and Filipowski and say, your first 5 shot attempts each are dunks.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get fouled. I don't care if you get a charge. Your first 5 shot attempts are dunks. I don't want a hook shot. I don't want a baby fadeaway jumper. I don't want a finger roll. Both of you, your first 5 shot attempts are dunks. Go to the line 2 or 3 times. You'll get 1 or 2 dunks, and it'll set the tempo. You set that kind of deal here, because you both are, like I said, operating in airspace above where Houston lives, just off of your height and athleticism.